So who is brand new and doesn't know what a pop by is? Raise your hand. Well, Scott. No, I just saw a few new faces here. All right, Michelle, what is a pop by?
I don't know. Can you tell me?
A pop by is a brief visit to a valued client, customer, referral source, just to check in, maybe drop off a little gift. Okay? And why would you think we do that?
Show appreciation.
Show appreciation. Stay top of mind. Yeah. Does the gift have to be like a $50 gift card? No. It's the thought that counts, right? Definitely with this. So it gives you that opportunity to get face to face, which is what we always want to do, to deepen your relationship. One thing you need to watch out with, and I have a really hard time because I have a lot of older clients, my pop buys turn into plop buys, as Brian Buffini likes to say. The goal is just to get face to face. So the goal is to be 5, 10, 15 minutes. They even say leave your car running, you know. Now, you know your client. If your client appreciates that sit down visit, then just, factor that into your schedule. But that doesn't have to be the goal. But it's to have conversations with them, keep them aware of your services, also check in with them on what needs they may have. And according to Buffini, it's the quickest way to generate leads. And I mean, that kind of makes sense. We talk about voice to voice and face to face. So even though your database is probably real supportive, it's easy on the phone or whatever to say, hey, you know anybody that wants to sell or whatever you ask them, and they're like, oh, I don't know. But if you're face-to-face having that conversation, you can just update them on different things going on, new listings, and find, I think you just do have a better chance when you're face-to-face. All right. So for your pop by plan, all of you should have this also if you're new, in your Infinity training manual. It's in the client care section. And it talks about the way to do a pop by. There's lots of different ways. And I can sure I've done all the wrong ways. The most efficient way, what do you think would be the most efficient way to start your pop by plan? Say again?
Create a list.
Create a list. Okay, that's good. What else would you do?
Call them ahead of time.
Call them ahead of time. What would that dialogue sound like, Kevin?
And I'd be in your area between showings on Wednesday. I'd love to swing by, got a little something for you. Drop it off.
As easy as that. That's exactly right. And then the actual activity we've already talked about. Show up, visit no more than 15 minutes. Tactics that do help with avoiding the plot buy are just to stand at the door, or never sit down. So just keep that in mind. Now, to make it super effective, you always want to work in the asking for the referral, right? I mean, it's nice to go see people and connect with them, but the goal is to ask for a referral. As a last resort, I don't like doing this because people sometimes end up doing this all the time. If they're not home, and if it's non-perishable, you can leave it on their doorstep, take a picture, text it to them, sorry I missed you. Don't do it with pies. We've had people do it with pies, and then we get calls from people where their dog has gotten into it and somebody's sick, and all of that. So that's really the nuts and bolts of doing a pop by. As I said, all of this is in your Infinity training manual with the scripts, which is basically, hi, I'm going to be coming by, whatever you want to talk about when you're there, asking for a referral. I've also done pop buys where it's not a gift, but maybe it's a flyer. Maybe we're having an event. Maybe there's a new neighborhood. So it doesn't always have to be a monetary thing. But those little gifts are nice. And a lot of times the cheesier, the better. So I'm going to let these ladies tell you what they do for their teams. I'm going to ask them a couple questions. If you guys want to come on up.
Yeah!
So tell us a little bit about how your team plans their pop buys. Do you have a plan? Do you have a calendar that you look at the beginning of the year?
Who are these ladies?
These ladies are the leaders of their teams. Lavender and Dawn. Lavender with the Larry Sanders group, and Dawn with Roger's Long team. So tell me, do y'all have a plan at the beginning of the year?
Our team sits down in October, November. We do our annual planning, and we have this marketing calendar. So we sit down and we give it to everybody on the team. Everybody kind of goes on their own and does it, and then I sit down with everybody after the fact and we review it. So each month has a Popeye idea, and each quarter also has an event. So
Okay.
we plan ahead of the year.
Okay.
We typically plan ahead of the year too, so a lot of times if we have an event, we'll do a specific Popeye around an event, like
Okay.
say like Squirrels Community, we might do Cracker Jacks and like their ticket. And then also like I have one-on-ones with each of the team members, so then we always talk about their individual Popeyes
Okay.
there too, and kind of a plan based off what they got going on.
Do you do something every month as well?
Most times we try and do it. If for some reason there's something wonky going on, it might not be a specific thing that everybody does, but we always have like swag packs in our cars for our agents.
Okay.
So then, a big thing that we do, we've been using the Buffini app on our phone, and it'll actually show you if you're in a specific area and have some time to kill. You can click on like the Popeye tab, and it'll show you anybody in your database that's nearby, and then so you can just swing by and pop by if
Yeah.
you're in an area in between appointments.
If you're a member of Buffini and have their referral maker system, it's a great little tool. It'll map it out for you. It'll let you show where you are. And that's one thing I wanted to mention. He recommends, and you should do Popeyes every month. But I don't think every team probably fits that in. But think about what are some, if you don't want to do it every month, what are some good opportunities to do Popeyes?
Holidays.
Holidays,
Birthday,
birthdays,
birthday anniversaries.
purchase anniversaries, yep,
Closings. Closing gifts.
New babies.
new babies,
Engagements, weddings.
right? Now, what do you, well, that's true. What do you have to have though to know all that data? Yeah, you've got to have a good relationship with them, and you've got to be collecting all that info. Now, Buffini's a great tool for keeping all that stuff in one place. But yeah, so you've got to have the data, you've got to have a relationship. So do y'all want to talk about some ideas or some themes that y'all have done? All right.
Alright, so I brought a couple of things just to kind of show you guys. We always like have t-shirts on hand in like multiple different sizes. We do several different t-shirt runs throughout the year with different colors and stuff. So these are always good for like when you're popping by for closings, but just if you need something good in the summer. We've done tank tops in the summer, which is a big hit, long sleeves in the winter, like coffee mug, stuff like that. Last year in the summertime, we did these like nice boat totes. And that one was probably one of our fan favorites. We always have decals like in multiple colors on standby. This is great to throw in like a quick swag pack. Obviously like notepads, cups are an easy one. A lot of times like if we do something that has to do with a drink, like champagne or something like that, we always include like the cup in there. Wine glasses too. For Father's Day, a lot of times like we'll do like a Jack and Coke kind of thing, and then like this past time we did measuring tapes. I know one year we did flashlights, just something a little bit more manly for the toolbox. One thing that we get a lot of requests for is like magnet thing for like kids artwork, which was kind of because we had regular chip clips for a while, and like feedback we got was like magnet ones, so then they can do like kids artwork on the fridge, and then it's always out too. And then I know Cynthia and I have talked about these before, but we always have like THG bags. So if we have a Popeye gift, it's really easy to throw your swag stuff in there and got a little ribbon in your tag or throw a personal note in there, and that makes things really easy.
Do you all do the little cheesy Buffini taglines with some things?
Typically, yes. Sometimes, but
It's a
typically,
conversation starter sometimes.
yeah. Typically, I just make up something cheesy on my own, so, and like make them and print them for us, and throw tags on stuff. Like this one, like this summertime theme, so it's "You Are Warm in the Melon." Like, honestly, so cheesy.
That's right.
But
Yeah, our team does. I think Mike showed y'all. We love your referrals from our head to my toes. We send the tomatoes.
yeah. And then another like one that we do. Obviously, I don't have like a example of it, but is at like walkthroughs and stuff like that, or even if we have events, we always try and take pictures. So like at a closing walkthrough, we'll take a picture of the couple at the house on the porch, and then we like to frame that, and that's a really good pop by for like a week after closing, and then they have like a brand new picture of it.
I brought the more cheesy ones
Yeah.
that are cheap and inexpensive. We typically try to find things that we can do around holidays, and then we also kind of stick with $5 and less. So, like, this is Jack and Coke one, and then it was like, you're a jack of all things, happy Father's Day. Emily just did for a softball team, she did your referrals or a home run and dropped off a bunch of sunflower seeds. So these were super cheap because you could buy a big box of them at, I think I got them at Sam's, and then just put a cute little tag on it, make it a little bit cuter. Mara ordered a bunch of koozies, so something a little bit nicer, but just stuck it in a thing, and she keeps these in her car. We do a lot of stuff that will not melt, too, because sometimes things get left over. That's why we have all these, because not everything always gets handed out.
Who were you looking
Things-
at when you said that?
I was looking at Kevin. I always have Kevin's tags on it.
Well, no, that is a strategy to keep some non-perishables in your
That you
car.
can keep in your
So
car.
that if you're in an area and you're like, oh, I just sold the house, a year ago to these folks down the street, maybe you can catch them at home. So yes.
Same little thing, little dollar airplane bottles, just stick in a cuff. I mean, it's an expensive type of deal. Mother's Day, we always do mimosas. I don't have any orange juice on there, but cute little bag that we ordered a bunch of them off of Amazon and stuck a bottle of little mini bottle of champagne, mini bottle of OJ in there, drop that off. If you've ever seen Mara at St. Patrick's Day, she does little gold coins and candy, and she puts a lottery ticket. She dresses up like a leprechaun, and she delivers Popeyes for 2 days, I guess. Sometimes it's more. Same thing. Everybody does probably the pies, but again, that's non-perishable stuff.
Yeah.
We do a lot of cheesy gifts, but they're fun.
Yeah, we try and stick to non-perishables.
Yeah.
They know.
Yep, that is true. But yeah, and so there's all kinds of different strategies. So don't sit here and go, oh, I can't do a pop by every month. Well, don't take it off your list. Figure out when you can do it. Just like with everything, plan it, make a schedule. Maybe you start with major holidays and try to do 4 big ones. Because that's what y'all do sometimes, right? Y'all have big ones that you go
Yeah.
before you see a lot of people. Yes,
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I know Kevin and Mara both do a great job of this. Buffini 101 says you should do one Popeye every day. The idea is you should be face to face more often. But like Kevin and Mara have their 4 to 6 big deals. Like Mara last week, I mean, you did 2 days in a row of towels or something. Like kind of step it up a little bit for A+ clients, bought them new towels, and it's a sprint. But to do that, you have to do all of the calls in the weeks leading up to it, and then all of the notes in the week following it. So it gives you stuff over the span of the month anyway.
Right. So there's lots of different approaches, lots of different ideas that you can do. Now you guys handle this for your team. So not everybody most people in here are on a team, aren't they? Anybody not on a team? Wow, okay. All right, that's all right. So this is a great team project. Do you guys have anything else to add? If y'all have any questions for them, like where they find their stuff, how they do it, any of that?
I will say you probably are going to get your biggest bang for your buck when you can like do things like in bulk. Like if you can have kind of things in bulk and plan it around that kind of purchase, and then that way it's not like adding up every month.
Right. Yeah. We have a larger team, so that's a larger team. I mean, it makes it easier when everybody's on board with the same thing. But we will do like this. We only had 3 people do. What was it, barbecue sauce this past month? But it wasn't that expensive to do. But only 3 people.
Yeah, and sometimes like a pop by doesn't have to be some big it could just be a personalized closing gift. You go pop by and give it something.
So that is another thing. Most of our agents take their closing gifts after closing, so it's another reason to go by and see them after the fact. Just another pop-by.
That's a good idea. Yeah, and then like you said, having the picture or something to check in a week later.
And too, like we did like an Easter event one time, so then like anybody that had like pictures of their kids with the Easter bunny, like we would frame those and then drop their Easter bunny picture. Like that's people like
It's
We have a big event coming up in October, and we are doing a pig roast. And one of the things we're doing in August is for our A+s, we're going to pop by with the actual hand deliver the invitation instead of putting it in the mail.
I think Stony and Peyton do that for their big crowd event. I think they've developed a little more elaborate invitation that has some goodies in it that they go by to their A+s when they're doing a big event like that. But it can run the gamut. The goal is to get face-to-face, deepen your relationship, generate more leads and referrals. All right? Now, if you need help, we've got the team from Town First. Abby has actually come out and met with our team a couple different times. That's what I started to say. Get your team together and make it fun. We took, half hour, 45 minutes, got all the materials together, and we just did like an assembly line, got them all put together. And they've got lots of ideas and lots of options for you that they're going to share.
Team. All right, so I've got several pages of examples, but we put together, not we, our marketing team, which I'm not part of, puts a newsletter together every month called the Marketing Mix. And it has different ideas, postcards, social media blogs, things like that. And part of the Marketing Mix is Popeye. And we get to treat you guys as customers. So a lot of times you may have seen these kind of little cheesy things that say, hey, you light up my life or whatever with the flashlight. So I thought we could just present to you, this is actually July's Marketing Mix Popeye page. So we have a specific order date. There's a button that says click here to order. It shows you the cost of each item. It has the cheesy card with a little saying on it, hope your summer was a ball, right? But the idea is to get together with you guys and formulate some ideas. And I know the biggest hurdle typically is, what do I do? What do I say? So that's where we come in. We're trying to help with that. June had some the Bomb Pops, Band-Aids. May had squirt gun type pen, some bug repellent. Again, really what you're just looking for is an idea to put this together and go stop by and see somebody.
And one good thing about it is these are usually $2 a piece. So if your whole team isn't doing it, and does it make sense to do something in bulk, this can be a cost-effective way. I know sometimes, I don't know what the minimum quantity is on this, do you know? I don't know either, but we've been able, the events we've had some folks RSVP for how many Popeyes they want. I'll do a bulk order, and then like Cindy said, we all get together and put them together. So it can be a bigger event or a bigger thing that you put on. And if there's ideas that you have for future months and you want help facilitating them, we can help design a Popeye that works.
Who's that back there?
I wonder who it is.
Yeah.
I was looking at my Popeye.
So we have the custom Popeye. Then we've got the little tags they come with have a place typically to tape or put your card onto it. So the cards, the Popeye cards that Town does, can be customized as well and attach your card to it.
Yeah, they're super easy, super quick, and if you don't want to think about what you have to do, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah, and we'd love to help.
Yeah.
So if you would like, hey, I'd like to get the marketing mix, just let us know. I'll let your person know. We'll send it over to you every month. We're looking at trying to automate some of that so the whole team gets this every month. So you can just start scrolling through at your leisure. But here is actually a copy of July's marketing mix. And you just scroll through and you can see different postcards, training and education that we have coming up, blogs and social media content, direct mail, and then the Popeye section. So there's always an idea.
How far out do these come out? Like, if you're trying
Typically
to
they're coming out the first of every month
for that
for
month?
the following.
For the following. Okay.
Great question.
And if you're on Total Expert, some of the stuff in the marketing mix, you can see on your end, like some of the print flyers that come out. If it's more custom or if it's something in here that we have to co-market with you, we can get them done. But these are just ideas. So if you don't see something on a given month that you like, but you want to work with us on marketing, we can help. Christine does a lot of custom pop buys that are not a part of the mix. I think you always have really
you
good
always
ideas.
got some different chops.
You do. You
Yeah.
always have some little thing. And we've done we did like a Valentine's one year, and we just went on Amazon and got some stuff, but still use the cards that town's able to do, because we can do those in bulk and they can be used for the whole team. So
Yeah.
Like you said, we can always, customize stuff as well. So we come up with some corny things to catch their eye a little bit. Especially new construction, we can set some stuff out of new construction sites, by the coffee makers, coffee little mugs, stuff like that. So we can come up with some pretty good stuff.
So really, we're here to help.
Yeah.
We would love to do pop buys with you, and if you're struggling for an idea, we may have one. So, what kind of questions do you have? I know it's fairly simple, right? Everybody can read, right?
But you did say we go through our loan officer to get access.
Absolutely.
To this. Okay.
Yep.
And you have it co-branded, so you can have your stuff already on there. So you don't have to attach a card.
Correct. But that's if you're in Total Expert.
Yeah. Do a refresher about Total Expert.
Yeah, why don't you?
I said, I know it is.
Yeah.
yeah, Total Expert's our marketing platform that you guys can get access to. Some of the teams, I know Roger's team uses it for your listing websites. And so that's something that's pretty easy and automated for you.
I do that. They just send over, hey, the listing. Okay, click.
Well, you do. Yeah, you use it, but
Thank you.
they have to be in there.
Good
They
job.
have to be in there. So,
Very
but yeah, Total Expert is something that you can have access to that helps with marketing.
Right. That's right.
Could y'all do the recipe cards too? Like I know just from like being a client, I get a lot of like your recipes and stuff. Could
Yes.
you do those too?
Yeah, and we can customize, like, I think some of you guys might have gotten the little potpourri things that I did last year, and Caitlin's done those too. So, like, that's a custom thing. We just go to marketing and tell them what we want on it. They put the recipe, and then they can either source the supplies and we come up with the cost, or we can source the supplies and they just help with the actual tag.
Well, and you said that mix includes like social media stuff, so maybe expand on that just a little bit.
Maybe recipe cards in. Grill master tips and tricks.
That's a postcard. Hurricane preparedness. Yes. Here's a couple of social media posts you can use. And they're in a format that you use. And again, if you're part of Total Expert, you can go in and say, okay, I want to do these 4, and I want to do them every week, and they're set at one time, and you can time it so it does it automatically for you. You don't have to remember to go in each week. Do one time a month, and it populate as you see fit.
And there's a ton of other marketing products that we can help with. Like a couple years ago, I did a refrigerator magnet co-branded with an agent for the Virginia Tech football schedule. And so, like, different things for the season we can help with and we can customize. So, I mean, we work with companies that do that promo marketing. And so there's a product mix that we can choose from to help come up with something, whether it's on the more expensive side for a gift or just something that, like, that's easy to stay in front of them. It's on their fridge. They're going to look at it every week, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to stay up there because I had stuff like
Yeah.
85.
Yeah. I've done, it's too late for this, but like people that have a river house, I've done like a tide chart, and given to people for the season. So there's lots of different unique things that we can do.
Spiders football.
Mara did a magnet that had measuring for cooking.
Yeah, some
And so that-
conversions.
They don't throw it away.
Nice. All right, so yeah, that's what we got.
Thank y'all.
So guys, the gist of it is there's lots of ways you can do this, okay? So it needs to be something that you're going to work into your plan. Your managers are going to be reaching out to you again over the next few weeks to have face-to-face, talk about your plan and see what's going on. This is a great idea. Lots of resources. Don't have to overcomplicate it, but just have to have a plan and execute it. Ben, you have anything to add?
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I used to and still do struggle with is when you, like, for example, you guys pick up one of these.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention that. You
Like-
get 4 ice cream scoops and we got a tag made for you.
Especially if you're new, you're going to convince yourself that something like this is like a waste of your time. But if you go see 30 people and give them an ice cream scoop, inevitably somebody's going to ask you about real estate, right? So a lot of times you kind of just have to convince yourself out of the fact that this is cheap. This is tag goes with it.
Yeah.
And you just got to go see people. Like whether or not they actually do something with it for the purpose of the lead generation activity is irrelevant. Now, as you grow in your business and you build deeper relationships with people, maybe you can invest more in your business and you can do more personalized items or some nicer things for closing gifts or whatever. But especially if you're new or you're having a little lull in your business right now, simply picking up a few of these and going to actually see people, nothing bad is going to happen from that. And by the way, it's free. So just consider that when you want to generate some business.
I'll add one thing on this. Before I came to work for Rogers on Team, I was a client of Benjamin and Kevin's.
Oh, our client.
They would come by all the time with these little random things, and I never thought anything of it, but it was a way for them to stay face to face with me all the time. It made me think of them. They'd make the phone calls, hey, I'm coming, and then after the fact, they'd make enough, I'd get a note, thank you, good to see you. But it always kept them in front of me, and we were constantly referring them business because they were always coming to see us.
Yes.
So.
That's the
It
whole
does work.
point of it. Yep, it does work. The whole point, make your contact, go see them, follow it up with a personal note, and continue the cycle. All right? Any questions?
I would say go see people at work too.
Yes.
If you stop by work, then stop by their place of employment, and then they were with coworkers, whoever was being around the entire time. So I used to dress up all the time for whatever holiday it was. Like I said, then Mars kind of stole some of my thunder on that. Santa Claus, elf stuff. I mean, you just go show up. You're like, who the hell is that? And I still put a Pilgrim hat on, like about pies. I go drop off all the pies on Monday and Tuesday of Thanksgiving week, and I have a Pilgrim hat on, Pilgrim shirt deal, and I pop in at people's workplaces, and everyone's like, who the hell is that? And then it's, oh, that's my realtor, and then that's, my realtor doesn't do any of that stuff for me, and it just keeps on going from there, and so we have kind of worked away into a lot of different workplaces where now we're kind of the official, realtors of, Mars with Kinley Horn. We've done a bunch of stuff with Capital One people, Dominion and stuff like that, and you just go see people at their workplace, and that opens doors to meeting other coworkers. And the whole point of this is generate leads. So
Yeah, if you're new, don't overthink it. Just go do it.
Right.
And you can certainly earn the right, I guess, to become more creative and do some nicer things. It's cool when you deliver nice things, especially up front. And just go do it, man. There's really no substitute for that. The best of the best are still doing those things.
Yep. Does anybody have any other ideas they want to share or any other questions to ask before we wrap up?
we'll say that magnets are always a good thing too. So people just I think you may be saying it's 85 on this fridge. I used to send out every now and then like a new headshot or whatever it was on old business cards, and I'd go to people's houses that had 3 or 4 long magnets on there, and every time they go open the fridge, they're seeing my face.
Yeah.
And maybe it'd be a great thing.
It's your weight loss journey.
Yeah, but if people like that who want certain stuff, I think like the magnets like Mara does are great too. So some of the stuff, some stuff is kind of like throwaway sort of items. Other things get kept and keep you in front of them the entire time.
For teachers and people with younger kids who school supplies are always going to do this
School supplies. Yeah, I would think like you're doing summer toys, bubbles and things like that. It doesn't have to be something expensive. It's just something to get in front of them.
Yeah, we talked about holidays, but seasonally you can think
Seasonally, yes.
I will say, kind of going off the school supplies, I know Brittany had a lot of success this year going actually to elementary schools to visit some of her teacher clients and got in there and got face to face and got to even meet new teachers.
Yeah, that's what I got.
One thing that hasn't been brought up yet is reverse pop buys, which is really fun, especially to tag along to your team with. So I know for Pie Parade this year, I did an event at my house, and I had people come. If you couldn't come to my house, that's okay. I'll come drop it off for you. But especially if you have a really big campaign like that, it's nice because it gets some people, and that you don't have to visit, but they're still coming to see you, and then kind of like your load for the rest of the Popeyes too. So
Yeah,
especially
that's
That's a great
if
idea.
you don't have a house, all the hometown offices are great too, or business partners, or restaurants or coffee shops that you like to go to, things like that.
It's like if you're trying to think of a pop-by gift too, like what was when you go to a party, like a little kid's party, and you leave and you get like a party gift or
Yeah,
something?
the favor, yeah.
Yeah, favor. Yeah, that's kind of what a pop-by is. Like it's that type of gift. That's exactly right, Marcia. That's the perfect way to do your pop-bys. Is have people come to you.
And y'all used to do the thing too where people, the reverse pop by where they donated canned goods and things
Still
like
do
that.
it.
Still do that. Anybody else have a huge success story they want that related to Popeyes?
I'll just say sometimes you get really frustrated doing Popeyes, I think. If people don't answer or whatever. But you'll go to houses after a couple months and you'll see all of this, like, for every handwritten note I've written this one couple, they have every single business card with the Buffini sticker on the refrigerator. So they have like 15 of my business cards on the refrigerator. And when you go to houses and you see that kind of stuff, it's like, damn, like this is why I do what I do. And it is so, so cool. So even if you're getting frustrated or you feel like it's a waste of time, like it is it would be a huge part of your business if you do it right.
Yeah,
We've
Popeye
done-
is, let's say, phone call, face-to-face Popeye, handwritten note. I mean, our business based on calls, notes, Popeyes. That's all free. So, I mean,
That's right.
kind of you make it's your call list, your Popeye list, it's your call list, it's your note list, it's kind of multiple times and stay on top of them throughout the year.
And if you're doing like mass pop-bys and you're having a tough time scheduling them and you happen to not see somebody at the house, obviously, hopefully it's a non-perishable item, but leave it on their porch, but send a video or a picture of you in front of their house so it feels more personal than you just dropping something off on the porch.
There's a delivery app called Circuit that you can put in all these addresses, and it gives you the easiest, most efficient way to get to all of these addresses. It gives you all the times from the starting point to the end point. So put all your addresses into this Circuit app, and that can make your day and your Popeyes a lot more organized and easier.
And I think if you're in Buffini, that app will do that for you, right? If you're a Buffini member.
I don't think it actually plans out a route though.
Oh, it does?
I thought
It
it
will
did.
give you like all the addresses
Yeah.
like,
That are
in a
nearby.
specific
Okay.
area.
This one actually will tell you the best
Yeah.
route to take
That's right.
to get
Yeah.
all
All of
those
them. It
places.
gives you the most concise, precise
They show them
route.
around.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well,